Then suddenly on our instrument cluster we see this certain different kind of a mark, which I have never seen. So big stone that was popping out. So I knew that अगर इसमें हमने डाल दी गाड़ी, Hey guys, I'm Nikhil Changlani and I represent the Polo GT Club Mumbai. We at Polo GT Club, we are a group of 47 members. We are a paid club, and recently we just completed our first year on the 23rd of June. And I would like to tell you all about little bit about our lake trip. So in the past year, we've done some amazing drives and events. We had a dyno day at KS Motorsport with Horsepower Cartel, and then we had a simulator event at CS4 where we had a lot of enthusiasts from all over the city come in and try their skills on the simulator. We also had winners in that. We've distributed prizes worth 25,000 to a couple of guys, and it was a great successful event. Yeah, and we are also looking at a lot of other drives which are coming up. Lake trip is something which is close to our heart, because especially when we planned the trip, the Volkswagen guys, they had just announced that the Polo is moving out, it's retiring from the market, and at the same time we were planning this trip, so we thought, why not call it a tribute to the Polo GT. That's when we started planning this trip. We were about 4 guys who were in the core committee to plan this trip, and then later we were joined by another 5-6 people who wanted to be a part of the drive. So in I think December we had planned this trip that in June we will be going to Leh. We had planned to visit about 12 to 14 cities in a span of 15 days. So I'll just give you some insights of the trip. So how we planned the trip was, we were at an Aura drive one of the Sundays. Monil sir, Gopi, me and Samir Patak, four of us were at Aura. So post breakfast, these guys were just smoking a cigarette and they were like pondering over the thought of doing a big drive to Leh. Leh trip is something that I always wanted to do, but every year I planned this trip and then something or the other came up. It's very difficult actually to remove 15 days at a shot. Also when you know that there's not going to be network. So but then हमने बोला चलो this time let's do it. These guys, we really gel up very well. So we were all excited. People just kept joining us. I mean, we started off when 4 or 5 people agreed to do this. We had another 5-7 join right away. And since then we were like, chalo boss, let's pick a date and not change anything. Let's put our leaves and all to the companies. So we picked a date, June 3rd. It was a Friday. We said that it's a good day to start the trip. Seedha weekend aa jayega. And everyone decided yes, that's the date we want to go at. And we all put in our leave requests in our respective companies. And God's grace, end of the day, everything worked out. I mean, for 11-12 people to get leaves on the same date itself, getting that is a challenge. And we were able to get that through. So the first challenge was achieved. Now came the planning and everything. That we were told that the temperatures can go up to -10 degrees at night in Leh and Nubra. So we had to do a lot of planning for our cars, for ourselves. So we went to Decathlon, all excited guys. एक Sunday पकड़ा हमने. We went to Decathlon. Everyone, we were doing our shoppings and everything. Had a lot of fun over there. And then after that, we had to prepare our cars. All of the 3 cars which went were tuned. So we were all stage 2. And also a lot of people had told us that when you tune your cars, the reliability part is a big issue. For such a long drive and all that. But then we were like, okay, it's okay, we'll manage whatever it takes. But again, so we consulted some people and they told us that thode bahut, you take your engine oils, you take your brake oil and all that. So we had a list of items that we thought were necessary to carry, so that in case there is minor issue or anything, we are able to control it, because VW doesn't have service after Punjab, I think. So starting from Himachal and going up to Kashmir and Leh, there's no service from VW. We took some containers of engine oil, we took brake oil, we took coolant, we took tire puncture repair kit, then we took your tire inflator, a lot of other items, that we thought could be necessary. This was the car preparation part. When our cars were running on 95 octane maps, and we knew that 95 octane will not be available everywhere. But again, we were a little wrong on that part, because we got 95 octane right up till Srinagar. So, which is very good from Indian Oil, I feel. But then again, so we didn't know that this is going to be the case. We had detuned the cars to the 91 map, wherein the cars don't knock at higher RPM. That was one thing that we prepared for. Then one of the cars was running lowering springs with 17-inch wheels, which is my car. I was planning originally to take it on the 17-inch wheels, obviously without the lowering kit. But then people said that if there's a puncture and in case your tire tears and all that, then you won't get a replacement 17-inch tire. So I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Then we had to change it back to the stock tires with 205/55s, and Bridgestone was kind enough to provide us with a set. So we changed all that setup on our cars. Then came in the safety equipment part. So again, we were told a lot of places, like once you are scaling towards Nubra, you pass Khardungla on the way, which is the highest motorable. It's actually right now the second highest motorable road in the world. So we were told that there's a lot of lack of oxygen over there. So not only your cars will be left breathing for oxygen, but even we will struggle to some extent. मैं लगा ठीक है यार चलो. So we were taking a lot of oxygen cans. We had prepared it, and every car we had kept about 3 to 4 oxygen cans. We didn't know that it's going to come to use. We thought it's just a precaution, but then at the end of it, when the trip was over, we did not, we were not left with even one can. So it was actually a struggle, and everyone had different symptoms, So some people were feeling dizzy suddenly. Some people were getting headache. Some people were feeling like there's some blackout kind of thing happening. Everyone had different symptoms, but then at the end of it, we all knew that it's because of the lack of oxygen. So we were also carrying an oximeter, which basically tells us the oxygen level in our body. And जैसे ही हमने देखा कि 85-84 हो रहा है, we realized that oxygen cans we need to use. Even if we feel that we are okay, at least you just as a precaution, just take it, because it can save us a lot of damage. We used the oxygen cans. Khardungla was amazing. We went to Nubra from there, and it was a great trip that way. So I'll start from the planning part. The route that we had planned was from Mumbai to Udaipur. After Udaipur, we planned to go to Ajmer. But then on the trip, when we were on the trip, we were going to Ajmer because a lot of these guys wanted to visit the Dargah, Ajmer Sharif. But unfortunately, the plan could not work out. Monil sir, who had done the visit planning, his person who was supposed to take us to the Dargah was unavailable, unfortunately. So we had to skip that. So impromptu plan ban gaya. हमने बोला कि instead of going to Ajmer, why not drive a little more down and save the next day's travel. So we drove down till Jaipur, and then after Jaipur we drove to Amritsar, where we visited the Golden Temple at night. It was a sight to watch. Beautiful it was. We had good time over there. We had the langar over there, and then next day from Amritsar we left for Patnitop. So Patnitop was not a part of the plan, but then again we thought that why not, because people say that you need to acclimatize when you're going up. So we're like, chalo, we'll get a day off also, and we'll get some nice weather. So we went to Patnitop from Amritsar, stayed the night there. Then from there we went to Kashmir, that is Srinagar, and Srinagar we stayed for a night. From Srinagar we went to Sonmarg. Sonmarg we stayed for a night. From Sonmarg we went to Leh. Leh we stayed for a day again. So by the time we were doing this, we were getting acclimatized, and there was no breathing issue till there. After Leh, once we were en route Nubra Valley, we were thinking कि हमें snowfall दिखेगा या snow दिखेगा कि नहीं. But then we were lucky enough to see live snowfall, which was I think the highlight of the trip. It was beautiful. We were driving, and then suddenly we start seeing some white thing. At start it didn't look like snow, so it was ऐसे लग रहा था कि cotton के छोटे flakes उड़ रहे हैं. And then suddenly on our instrument cluster we see this sudden different kind of a mark, which I have never seen, because obviously our cars have never been into snow. That was basically the mark that said that there's a snowfall happening. So before we could understand, the cars had already detected that there's snowfall. It was beautiful, and we drove through that snowfall. There was a little bit of black ice forming at locations because the temperatures was very low. It was I think to -3, -2 degrees at that time. So the snow that was falling on the road and kind of going the way down, becoming water, that was again turning into ice on the roads, and that's what the black ice is. So kind of like oil situation where if you you can't brake on it, you can't turn on it, so you have to be extremely careful when you drive on that. We passed Khardungla, the whole oxygen thing happened, the cars, they were literally panting for oxygen. The turbo was not kicking in, it was like ऐसा लग रहा था NA car भी नहीं चला रहे. Can't explain that situation where you're just trying to push your car and there's nothing happening. It was going very, very slow. But then everything was so picturesque, it was so beautiful, once we reached Leh, the mountains, the scenario, it looked like I'm inside a painting. And all of us over there, we were like, boss, this is what we are here for, this is what we drove for. And when we were crossing Punjab and all these places, we were thinking that, why were we thinking that will we get to see snow, was because right up till Srinagar, the temperature in the day was showing 45 degrees. Which is extremely hot. So हमें लगा कि ऊपर snow भी melt हो गया होगा, because अगर यहाँ इतना गर्म है तो ऊपर, but then as soon as we reached up at Sonmarg and all, we see the temperatures are between 12 to 14 degrees in the day. Extremely pleasant and a very good time to go. So in case any one of you want to plan to visit Leh or something, I think June start and June mid is the perfect time to go. You'll see the snowfall. You'll see a little bit of river crossings because the snow is melting and everything. So you see all of those processes. So starting from Udaipur, when we were going, we drove through different kind of terrain. We saw sand dunes and we stopped at those sand dunes. We clicked some nice pictures at the sand dunes. So it was extremely hot. Then after that we went a little ahead. Punjab ke thoda aage hum gaye, we got a little bit of rainfall. Then after that, when we went to post Srinagar, we saw snowfall. So we were getting different kinds of terrain everywhere. And then once we reached Nubra, it was again different. I mean, we were getting river crossings everywhere because all the snowfall, the snow is melting and the roads paved. Those water is just gushing through. It was all those small river crossings from where our cars went through and all. So even for our cars, it's gone to different terrain. We've had a really good time, and I would like to share one experience where there was about 2.5-3 feet of water. Suddenly we were like, boss, isme se. But our cars went through very, very easy. The road from here to Leh was extremely good. It was very, very smooth and everything. But the road from Nubra back, the route that we took was, we went to Leh through Srinagar, and our plan was to come back via the Manali route. So Manali, Chandigarh and back. So the roads right up till Leh, Nubra were amazing. But once we went from Nubra to Pangong, the roads were a little dicey. And from Pangong, the way back, when we went to Leh, that was again a bad road. But the worst was from Leh to Manali. That's the road to look out for. The good thing is that all these roads are being made right now. But so you can expect by the next year it will be good, that part also. But for now, man, it's a nightmare to drive on those roads. When we were driving from Leh back to Manali, there were hardly any roads. I think there was a stretch of 150 kilometers where road tha hi nahi. So we have only off-roaded, and we were coming down up the ghats, and there was a patch. Yash Mehta in the Prado, he was also with us on the trip. Basically he helped us with a lot of content, so our videos were being shot from his Prado. He was with us, we had a good time with him also. He was enjoying on this route because this was his terrain, 4x4 vehicle. We were on a particular mountain and we were just scaling down the mountain, and there were about 22 turns on that mountain. And there are these off-roads. Suddenly you will see there's a cut on the mountain where if you take that cut, you can directly go down the mountain. So you don't need to keep taking the normal road down. You can just off-road and go down. So he put his car in one of the roads, and I was like, yaar, yahan to apni bhi gaadi jayegi. So I followed him. Within like a route that would have taken us 40-45 minutes to come down, we came down in like 15 minutes, and that was amazing. And I was like, boss, we were surprised that the Polo went off-road and did things, and luckily it didn't touch anywhere. We had also put underbody guards for our cars so that in case there are any stone chips or anything, it will protect the engine and all that. But luckily even that did not scrape anywhere. We went down those mountains, and then when we went ahead, again couple of series of such off-roads. My most memorable part of the trip comes now. So I follow him again, and by now he's done 2-3 off-roads and he's way ahead. He's not able to see me. So we took one of this off-road, and when we go down, I suddenly see there's a like a very big depression, and the Polo can't take it. So I was like, you need 20 to 24 inch wheels to take that kind of terrain. I had to stop my car. Me and Nawaz bhai, we were in my car, and suddenly we got down and we were like, boss. And there was one part in the depression, there was a big stone that was popping out. So I knew that अगर इसमें हमने डाल दी गाड़ी, ये नीचे चेम्बर को डैमेज कर सकता. And that meant that boss, trip is over right now. If anything wrong happened at that juncture, then boss, it was flat bedding your car out. We had to be extremely careful. So हमने पहले try किया reverse लेने की, but then we were so steep that reverse was not an option. And in the next 5-10 minutes we knew that boss, we have to take this road out. अभी हमने मस्ती में सब जगह गाड़ी डाल दी है. अब ये भारी पड़ गई है हमारी. हम उतरे, हमने देखा कि and couple of guys. So this trail was being taken by a lot of Thars and Endeavors. They were this is like their chilling trail to go up and down the mountain. And that's how this trail was made. So one or two guys go up. Then हमें लगा कि यार if we kind of cover this depression we might just kind of make through. So we started putting stones on that depression, and ऊपर वाले का नाम लेके हमने बोला चलो यार निकाल लेते हैं बिना whatever it takes, because we were there for about 15-20 minutes trying to figure out how to get down. God's grace, luckily when we went, the depression was on the left hand side and right पे थोड़ा था, so kind of करके
काटो पूरा काटो. हाँ काटो 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 काट. निकली क्या? निकली. Oh bhai.
Car came out again without zero scrapes from that, like, which was unbelievable, because my thought when I was at that part, I was like, boss, you've gone overboard now. ये नहीं करना चाहिए था. But then God was kind and हम निकल गए वहाँ से. So that was the most memorable part of the trip for me. And then once that was done, उसके बाद नवाज भाई ने बोला भाई अभी और ऑफ रोड मत ले, और ड्रामा नहीं ले पाऊंगा मैं. And even I was like, yeah man, just let's take the normal route. Superb drive again. So वो करके then we came to Manali से we did Chandigarh. Last 2 days we drove from Manali to Mumbai, like in 2 days. Everyone was in a hurry to get back home. सब हम लोग एक दूसरे को देख के तंग आ चुके थे 15 दिन के लिए. So basically we all were getting homesick. We all wanted to get home only. We made it back on the 17th morning we were here, and it was a superb trip.